Number 3. Applying eyeshadow in the rounded style. Put your middle tone over your eyelid. Utilize your solid level brush to include a layer of your center shading eyeshadow to your eyelid, concentrating on the middle. This look requires just your center and dull shades, in spite of the fact that you can decide to include a highlighter if you might want. Accentuate your lid with your darkest eyeshadow. Utilize your arch brush to apply your dull shade of eyeshadow to the internal what's more external of your eyelid. This implies that your eyelid will have an use of dim center dull over the eyelid. Abstain from getting the dull shadow too far inside the corners, as this will make the figment of tired purple circles under your eyes. You can likewise decide to drag the external edge of the dim shadow marginally upwards towards the end of your temples for a more emotional look. Blend the shadows. Clean your arch brush with brush cleaner or cleanser and water, and dry it totally on the perfect material. Use it in a delicate, brushing movement to mix the two hues together on your eyelid. Abstain from bringing the darkest shading excessively near the focal point of your top, as this will sloppy the highlighted segments you have made. Mix the external edges of your eyeshadow as indeed, so there are no cruel color blocking lines or areas on your top. Number 4. Applying eyeshadow in the banana style. Cover your lid with your middle hue. Make your base using so as to shade a solid level brush to pat on your medium shading over the total of your eyelid. In the event that you need, you can likewise include a small smear of your highlighter shade to the inward corner of your eyes alternately just beneath your forehead to light up your face a bit. Add your crease color. Utilize your pencil brush and your darkest shading to obscure your wrinkle. Clear the dim shading forward and backward over your whole wrinkle to obscure it and make your eye seem all the more profound that you can decide to make a customary banana with a shadow just on the wrinkle or a shut wrinkle. Banana with a shadow running down to meet your lash line. Keep the shadow in a moderately thin line over your top. Blend your colors. Clean your pencil brush well with an antibacterial brush cleaner or cleanser. Furthermore, water, and dry it on a spotless fabric. Since you need your wrinkle to stay really dim, utilize this brush to marginally obscure the external edges. Don't mix the shading excessively, so your top is totally highlighted. Number 5. Creating a smoky eye with your eyeshadow. Add your highlighter. Utilize your lightest shading with your firm level brush to brush within corner of your eyes, and specifically under your eyebrows. This will highlight the regions of your face and chart it, making your eyes look bigger and brighter. Apply your medium color. Utilize your solid level brush to apply your center shading along your whole eyelid. Begin from the base of your lash line and your work approach to somewhat over the wrinkle. Attempt to abstain from brushing it up to meet your highlighter, however. Create the smoky effect. Utilize your dome brush first to apply your darkest shading along your upper lash line. Clear the shading over your whole cover, however just on the base at that point. Utilize your pencil brush to apply darker, more exact line of shading along your lash line. Carry it to your bottom lash line. Utilize your pencil brush to include a touch of your darkest eyeshadow shading along your base lash line. Begin at the outside corner and work your path to within corner, making it steadily lighter as you get closer to your internal tear pipe. Blend your eyeshadow. Utilize your arch brush after it has been cleaned well to mix your shadows together. You need to make a smooth graduation of shading, so take a couple minutes to delicately blur your darkest shadow up into the center tone. Stay away from reaching the line of dull shadow close to your lash line excessively, as you try not to need to make that part look excessively blurred from mixing. Here are some tips. Continuously apply your lightest shading to begin with, and work towards your darkest shading, rather than taking a shot at every eye separately, completing one eye and after that the other. Work by shading. Apply your lightest shading to both eyes totally, then your medium to both eyes, and after that your dim to both eyes. This will keep you from needing to clean your brushes as often as possible. Clean your cosmetics brushes after each utilization to abstain from blending or corrupting your eyeshadow hues both in their palettes and on your eyelids. Verify you don't put a lot of eyeshadow on the brush, or else it will get on your cheeks and under your eyes. You ought to have some cotton swabs, in the event that you foul up, on the grounds that on the off chance that you utilize your finger, it will likely spread. Simply plunge the cotton swab in cosmetics remover, tidy it up, and you're finished. At the point when utilizing powder eyeshadow, you can hose the brush with water to include additional liveliness. On the other hand, you can utilize blending medium, layering cream shadow, and afterward powder shadow can add to the splendor of your eyeshadow shading, yet it can likewise look cakey if the shadows are not appropriately mixed. Continuously apply eyeshadow first, then your establishment schedule. This will keep any eyeshadow shading from blending with the establishment. Thanks for watching.